How's it going, guys? Welcome to the LOWBALL Kingz podcast, episode 9. This is a eBay podcast about selling on eBay. Collin and I, right here, my associate, we do about $90,000 combined on eBay every single month. He does about 60. I do about 30 something. I'm trying to get to about 40. He's probably trying to get to like about 70. So that's where we're at right now. And today's topic about eBay is that 2023 is pretty much the last year to join eBay. I feel like after this year, it's going to be really hard for people to really even do something on it. And in this video, we're going to explain why. Also, we have a Facebook group down below where we're trying to build a community of resellers. So if you guys are interested in joining, it is down below. We have the Patreon there as well. And yeah, guys, so right here, we have a few things noted down. And I think the biggest one is that the people that are already doing eBay, they're getting bigger and they're taking up more of the product that's out there, and they're pretty much building more connections so that when new people come in and they try to get those connections, it's not going to be pretty much available. But Collin, what do you think about that right there?
Yeah, I think speed is king. So like if you're watching this video and you're thinking about doing eBay, then you might as well just start it as soon as you can. I mean, 2023, it's the beginning of the year, so you might as well start it now. But I think that like myself personally, I've ran into like a lot of situations already where there's people that already have they already have such a large store, they already have such connections in our area where it's like there's not even really like a place for me to come in and try to buy because there's already such like a strong connection between a buyer and seller already.
Yeah.
And so if there's like for whoever those people are that are buying right now, like the connection's not like nothing's going to happen. Like if they're making money, they're going to continue to make money.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why the people that are buying right now are going to stop buying.
Yeah. So for example, what Collin's pretty much saying is, if you come to my area or Collin's area, you're not going to get my supplier because we already have something established with them. And if you pay more, the profit margin is not even going to be worth it for you, right?
Yeah,
so like
exactly.
what I'm paying is already pretty much what the max anyone is willing to pay. And I already have a relationship with him, and it's just an agreement where we buy stuff consistently, So if someone tries to pull up and pay more, they're just not going to make the money needed to run the business because the profit margins are going to be slim. So pretty much, the buyers and sellers already have an agreement going on, at least the bigger ones. So if you try to go and pull up and try to buy stuff, it's probably not going to work out because they probably already have an agreement with like a seller.
Yeah, and like since I started reselling like in let's say like 2015 or 2016, somewhere around there. Back then, I'd go to a few places, flea markets, yard sales, thrift stores, and I wouldn't really see like a lot of people looking stuff up. But I noticed as time went by, just slowly there'd be like a few more regulars that would be in the same spots that I would be going to. And then, it was just a few people though, to where like I could be, we'd say what's up, we were cool. But then I noticed that like the last few years, it's gotten to the point where like you go to a yard sale or something, you're gonna look around and see almost, 5, 10, even more people looking up stuff on their phone.
Yeah.
And that tells you right there that there's a lot more resellers in the past few years than there was maybe 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah, I feel like 2016, if you knew about eBay and you were doing that, that's probably the best time.
Yeah.
From here on out, there's just going to be way more sellers, way more people in your way. Because obviously, like, we're talking about flea markets and yard sales. No one's going to, like, someone at a yard sale isn't going to be like, oh, I'll only deal with this guy. It's whoever comes gets it, right?
Yeah.
But in terms of, like, suppliers or people that you can really deal with in a larger scale, they pretty much got their people already, right? But when it comes to yard sales and flea markets, it's fair game. And because it's fair game, there's going to be way more people pulling up. It's going to be first come, first serve. Back in the day, it was probably 2015, 2016, 2017, 2-3 people there buying. They're all kind of cool. Like, yeah, just grab this, that.
Yeah.
Now there's probably like 15, They're all like scavenging, going to the same yard sales, same flea markets.
Yeah, so like here in a couple more years, as more and more people they hear about eBay, you know,
Yeah.
because a lot of even flea market sellers, yard sale people that are selling items, they're going to start to know that, you know, you could just sell your stuff on eBay and make a good amount rather than just selling it for a few bucks.
Yeah.
So it's really going to come down to being able to pick out the items as fast as possible in terms of being able to compete. And that's just going to come with just getting started and start learning what sells and what doesn't.
Yeah, the quicker you can get in on this, if you haven't started yet, right now is the time, because it's just going to get harder as the years go by. I think this is going to be one of the last years where it's still not as saturated. And also with YouTube, like, okay, I have the YouTube channel where I teach people kind of how to do it. You do as well. But, you know, we're not that big on there. But in terms of how many YouTube channels there are about that, I see a different YouTube channel popping up on my feed all the time, like brand new ones, and then more established ones that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, or even a couple thousand. And when you add those up, there's like millions of people that are subscribed to like eBay reselling YouTube channels, and that's really exploding the eBay YouTube scene for sure. I didn't know that was even a thing until I think you found this one channel that we know about. I think you sent it to me, and I was like, I didn't even know people talked about this. And then I started looking, there's more, and then I was like, what if I get in on this and see how? Because I felt like I was doing it a little differently, and we could show how we do it. So it's definitely like a growing thing. I feel like in the next few years, like on YouTube, a lot of people are going to be exploding on there. With, you know, in terms of eBay, and it's going to get way more people on there.
Yeah, as it grows on YouTube, it's also going to grow in real life.
Yeah, real life.
There's going to be more people that are seeing like that you could really go and buy some items on the weekend and you could make some money, like some real money.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, you know, if they didn't see a video about it, then they probably wouldn't believe that it's really like something that you could actually do like regularly, you know? It sounds like it might be like, oh, you know, you find like some special item at a yard sale or something, and that was like, you know, like a rare thing. But if you're in the right area and you're trying out places, you're gonna find stuff to sell.
Yeah.
Especially if you're looking for common everyday items.
Yeah. Because it's just really gonna get saturated. A lot more people are gonna come in. We've seen it firsthand of how many more people are doing this now, and it's just time to act now. And with inflation, shipping costs are going up, and you're just going to pay more for cost of goods from here on out. So we're going to have more leverage. I think, you know, if God allows it, we'll be able to do this for a lot more years, and then transfer that money into other, you know, ventures. But we can absorb the cost of shipping and the inflation of houses and the cost of goods, because we have more leverage now, and we have a couple years under our belt, and we just have a larger operation, right? So when you're smaller and you're selling 10 items a week, when the shipping goes up, you're gonna notice. When the fees go up, you're gonna notice. When your rent goes up, you're gonna notice.
Yeah, like
it's gonna hit mainly because we'll notice, but we'll be able to absorb that hit.
Yeah, just because we have so many items, you know.
Yeah.
But like I remember back when I had a much smaller store, like only a couple hundred items. When I go to buy my items, one of the main things would be, the main things I'd look for is how much does this cost to ship? Because if you're buying an item, let's say you buy like a receiver and it sells for let's say it sells for $30, but it costs like $30 to ship, and it's not even worth buying at that point. Yeah. And so as time goes by, shipping has just gone up each year, just gradually. Like every quarter or something, they'll increase it just a little bit. Yeah. So what that means is that a lot of items that maybe were worth picking up a couple years ago, now they might not really be worth it just because shipping is getting tighter.
Yeah. I remember back in the day, you could actually go to the Goodwill and buy something and like flip it for a decent profit. Now, they're really good about knowing what costs what, and there's no room for profit.
Yeah, they got their own eBay.
Yeah, they have their own eBay account, right? Yeah. It's where they list stuff. I wonder if all of them just send stuff that looks good to one location.
I don't know, because I saw an account.
I saw the account.
I saw one that was Goodwill Maine. So
Oh,
I don't know if I just
individuals.
stumbled across a random one, but it said Goodwill Maine, so I'm assuming that's the one there. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's like the power plant where they send everything to, and then they
No, I know.
So-
I know each. It's too
they probably
big.
have their own.
There's so many, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they only had like, I think a few hundred items, and they're all on auction.
I
noticed
think
that.
I think what it is there's a sector per county. That's
Yeah.
the main one.
Yeah,
It
I
all
think
goes
so.
there. All those
Yeah.
10 right here go to that one.
Yeah,
You know?
I was thinking that might actually be like, I mean, it could be saturated already, but it could be a decent place to find items because all
Goodwill?
the Goodwill eBay store, just because like all their items are on auctions. So like if there's not,
Yeah.
there probably is resellers on there. I don't know, but you know, if like a good item pops up, it's a rare item that not someone's not buying it for
Yeah,
themselves. Then it might not really get bidded on. You know?
Would they start off like at 99 cents?
Yeah, I think
Oh, okay.
I think so. I don't know.
Oh, because honestly,
Yeah.
like whatever they would get at the store, they'll still make more money on eBay. even
Yeah,
if
no,
it's on
honestly,
auction.
I don't know what they start off at, but it looked like everything was like pretty cheap. Like the items, I didn't really look through it
Wasn't
too
like
deeply,
ridiculous.
but yeah. But I mean, that could be a place. I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean you can buy items off of other resellers on eBay and flip them if you find a
Yeah.
good deal. People do that with us.
Yeah,
But
but
in terms of like the people that go to the physical Goodwill stores, it's getting really hard there.
Mm-hmm. yeah, it's
because
getting harder because now they're filtering it. They know how to
now they're
filter it.
filtering, and the ones that do get to the shelves, the price is literally like on some eBay price.
Yeah,
Like literally, you cannot make any money.
yeah. I don't
Um,
even like to go there to like buy stuff for myself anymore, really, because
Nah, honestly, if I go to a bigger city, I feel like that's the move because I found some good jackets and stuff like that.
yeah,
But not for reselling, for sure.
Yeah.
At least not here in our town. The Goodwill here just sucks. It's just not good at all.
yeah. And I bet Goodwill probably, I bet whoever's like in charge, I don't know, the CEO, whoever, they probably saw some YouTube videos about people making money on YouTube.
Oh, it's just
and then-
the word is just getting out.
yeah, just the
Oh, and here's the
mouth.
thing. We're talking about electronics where you can't really find product. That's what we focus on.
Mm-hmm.
Shoes. I know you can still make a lot of money on shoes if you go to the Goodwill because it's pretty much a flat rate price for most of them. I think.
Is it?
It's somewhere in the ballpark of like, okay, 10, 15, 10, 15, 30,
Okay.
you know?
Okay.
For the most part, it's similar.
Yeah.
If it was one item, but one shoe could look like the other, okay, both are 15. One is worth 80, one is worth
Okay.
100. You never know. But I know
didn't
a
know
lot of
that.
people do make a killing selling shoes and clothing through Goodwill. But in terms of electronics, that's it's, when I've gone, unless you guys have like a different experience with Goodwill being good for electronics, comment down below. But for me personally, when I've gone, it's not good at all. And I've gone to some bigger cities like San Jose and stuff, and it's fucking not the move.
Yeah. You know what I always wanted to try was the Goodwill bins. I've always wanted to see like what
A lot of
kind of
people
items
post
are in
videos
there,
about
because a lot of people say that they go there and they dig all day, so there must be something there. You know,
No, there's stuff there for sure, and they pay by the pound.
they pay by the pound.
Yeah. I bet you. I mean, yeah, that's a great
If you're
way to
paying
buy
by the
items.
pound, yeah, it honestly just depends on how much they filter it before they put it out in the bins for people
Yeah.
to search through. I bet you there's someone that pulls out like if there's something crazy, like
Yeah,
they can
yeah.
see that it's like
It's just good.
thousands, then they'll pull that out for sure.
Even if it's just like a video game, bro, they'll pull it out.
Yeah,
Just especially
Yeah.
the common stuff. Not a lot of people know about what's rare or expensive and stuff.
yeah,
But yeah, it's just the inflation, the shipping, and the cost of goods are going to go up. And especially, I think, don't quote me on this, but the padded flat rate envelopes from the post office, I think those are going to get canceled.
no way.
Yeah.
I love
so
those.
yeah, so it's just going to be tough because
Why-
we depend on those a lot.
Yeah, why
I
do you
think it's
think that?
because people will be forced to pay for what the items actually goes for in terms of priority. Because sometimes you throw some fucking
Yeah,
10-pound thing in there that's smaller,
yeah,
and it's still $8, and that's good for us. But like if the post office wants to maximize their money, they could do the 8-pound, and it's gonna be priority. It's gonna be more like 25,
yeah.
So it's
Damn,
gonna
that's gonna hurt some people.
hurt a lot of people. It's gonna hurt us,
Yeah,
but we can absorb that hit.
yeah, yeah.
like the people are just starting out, they're be screwed, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're gonna do. I think my dad had seen that in another Facebook group. That's just a bunch of resellers, but don't quote me on that. Comment down below if you guys know more about that. I'm gonna look into it as well. I don't keep up 100% on you know all the updates, but I do hear stuff here and there.
Yeah.
You know.
I hope that doesn't happen.
I hope that doesn't happen, bro.
Every
single day.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, and then you know people at the flea markets when I've gone to like San Jose or Oakland and stuff like that, even here, like you'll ask how much something is, and they'll be like, "Oh, I saw that on eBay, it goes for 80. Just give me 60."
Yeah, that is not what you want to hear.
That's not what you want to hear as a reseller. So definitely, once they say that and they say the 60, what I do when they do say that, because I remember I found this item. Honestly, looking back, I probably should have bought it, bro. It was going for like 4,500, and it looked like a receiver, right? And the guy was like,
"What was it?"
Bro, I don't even know what the fuck it was. Looked at her like it was like a receiver.
Okay.
And basically I pulled up and I was like, it could be like $100, you know, give it 20. And he was like, I was like, how much for this one, my friend? I've been with that guy hella times. He was like, oh, that one's expensive. I was like, how expensive? You know, 100? I don't know. He was like 800. I was like, and then that guy, bro, I buy stuff that's like $10, $5. I'll get a whole pile for 40. I was like, what the hell, 800? I was like, let me see.
See now, dudes like that. See now, he's gonna have items like that where he knows it's worth a lot. Let's say it's worth 4,000. He's trying to get 800 at the flea market. Unless he has like a lot of eBay resellers that will be willing to bring $800, then he's gonna be missing out on that money, and that's gonna. So then he's gonna go home with that item, and he's gonna be like, all right, I have a choice now. I could either just keep trying to sell it, or I could just sell it on eBay now. So then people like that, when that happens, that's when he might turn to eBay and start becoming an eBay seller. Yeah,
and on the side at least.
So that's going to be one less person that's fueling the reseller economy.
Yeah. So that guy, it was going up for 45, pre-owned, but then I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to pay 800 for one item. Yeah. Which it's an amazing flip, but that's why I'm like, damn, I probably should have got it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's kind of weird. Yeah, there wasn't that many listed. There was probably like 4 listed and like 3 sold.
Yeah, that's a lot to spend on one item.
Yeah, and then I think the whole day I spent like $350, but I got like a whole cart full. And with that $350, I probably made more than the $4,500 by buying like that. But that's one transaction. Yeah, you know, so
that would be.
I've had a lot of situations where I go and I'm like, damn, I probably should have bought that. But then, you know, there's always more stuff out there.
Yeah, I think.
But there's been a lot of times where I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have bought that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That hits.
Losing $800 versus making like $800, losing it hurts way more than the feeling you get from.
Dude, I have a bunch of stuff over the years where you get excited, you got the money in your pocket, and then it's like, oh, this much for like a whole bundle of like something like multiples.
Yeah.
$1,000 or $2,000, and then you buy it, and it's just not what you thought it was. That sucks.
Yeah, one time I bought a lot off of techliquidators.com. Mm-hmm. It was a box of 500 Turtle Beach headsets, and I looked it up, and they went for like, so I paid $5,000 for the box, and I looked it up, and each one could go for like 20 to 30, maybe $40. Mm-hmm. So 500 pieces. It would be like 25K. So I was like, yes. I was like, I made it. I found my source.
Yeah.
I was like, this is it.
And it got delivered to your house, huh?
It got delivered to my apartment. And get them in. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, it's here. It just came to my door. I was like, yeah. And then I take them out, and then I look at the first one, and it looks all good, but then I noticed that it's missing the USB. And those only work with the USB.
Yeah.
And then so I keep checking, and I find out that all of them are missing the USB.
Did it say that in the thing?
It just said on the thing. It said salvage, maybe missing parts. And I was like, since there's 500 pieces, maybe some of them will be missing, maybe some won't. But all of them were missing the USB.
Damn.
So I was like, all right, let me just try to sell them for parts. You know, I think I maybe sold like 5. I made like $50, and the rest just got thrown away.
I remember those, bro.
That was a huge L that I took.
Oh my!
I started taking them to the flea market, trying to sell them. And I maybe got a few kids that.
I remember you were like, yeah, just give me 10, like all the time, and the kids would just get them.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was pulling some fast ones on some kids. I'm not gonna lie with that.
Yeah, nah, dude, that blows. Dude, the other day I finally made some money off this thing I have listed. There are these Supra locks for a door with a keypad.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I remember I pulled up. Homeboy had 70 of them. And I searched them up. They're 80 each. So you can already do the math. So I was like, okay, and he was like, yeah, just give me like 20 each. And I was like, that's still not even a bad ratio, but I ended up getting them for 10 each, right?
How many were there?
70. So I just gave him, like, it was $700, right? But dude, I swear, in the year I haven't sold one.
Damn. Wait,
but
it's a.
I have them right here.
It's a lock, right?
It's a lock code for your house, brand new, bro.
So you could use
no movement. Yeah, I guess I could use them. Yeah.
Okay. Because I thought those need like a special registration code or some shit.
It comes in there like.
Oh, it does?
The passcode for each one, like in the little paper, like the papers are in there.
How much are they listed at?
Bro, I think I told my worker to put them up for 55 just so I can fucking get them moving.
Yeah.
And they never sold. And yesterday I sold like 5 of them, and they gave me like 300 or something.
Okay. At least
so I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Might just have to drop the price a little bit.
Yeah, I might have to drop the price even, but it's been a year, bro, and that was like, 700. But there's been many times where I get excited and I buy too much stuff. Yeah. And that's how you learn, though.
Yeah.
But that's some of the stories that we have on.
Yeah.
So back on the topic about eBay being the last year kind of for 2023, it's just gonna get so much harder.
Yeah. It's gonna get harder because, one, we got AI coming up, and basically what AI is gonna do is it's gonna force a lot of people that have regular kind of not hard jobs.
Yeah.
It's going to force those people to either have to get a harder job that an AI can't do, because AI is going to take a lot of jobs, or they're going to end up being at home, and then they're going to be looking for new, quick ways to make money, and one of those ways right now is eBay. And so those people, there's going to be a lot of more people coming on eBay that are not going to have a job here in the next couple of years. And
all the side hustle jobs, because I feel like eBay is considered a side hustle job in a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah.
eBay, Amazon FBA, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Uber, Lyft, all those things are in that category, which eBay is definitely in there, but we don't do it as a hobby. We do it, for real. All those kind of jobs are going to get saturated because AI is going to be taking a lot of the other jobs, that are out there right now, with people that could be easily replaced with a damn robot. And you might spend, a couple $1,000 to get the AI program or the thing to, take over that job, and then you don't pay payroll anymore.
Yeah, and
it's insane.
The thing about that list, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, all that stuff, in my opinion, I don't know much about Amazon FBA, but I'd say that eBay is probably has the highest ceiling, whereas because most of them are pay per job. And
Amazon FBA has the highest ceiling.
That one has a high ceiling too.
Because all you're doing is buying brand new product, and you just sell volumes of it, and basically you send it to the Amazon warehouse and they take care of it. Because Amazon's a different beast. If you're getting stuff that's actually hot, your profit margins are much slimmer, but you sell more of it. So that's why you always see them making $300K a month, because they sell a ton of it, but they're probably more 5 to 10% profit margins.
Okay.
Which is still good, but it's just a different business model entirely than what we do.
Yeah.
But that's kind of my understanding of it.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's going to get more flooded too. So people that get certain products off of Alibaba or wherever the heck they get them, they're going to get more saturated too. Everything's going to get more saturated because a lot of people are going to be losing their jobs, and I feel like there's just a wave to be an entrepreneur. In social media, definitely.
Yeah.
There's way more of a wave where people just really want to be their own boss, and it's just starting to be cool.
It's a trend for sure.
It's a trend. It's trendy right now. So a lot of people are transitioning into a lot of people it's definitely drop shipping because it's just way less work and they think it's easy money.
It just sounds like drop
Appealing.
shipping just sounds so appealing and easy.
Yeah.
And the thing is easy come, easy go. Like eBay right now, like when we first started to make a killing, if we were to really just like put our head down and just focus only on eBay when we first started, it probably would have been so easy. Like, but as time is going by, all those items they're slowly getting taken up by other people, so it's just going to get harder and harder as time goes by. Yeah. So it's best to get some experience right now, honestly.
Yeah, it's time is now.
Yeah, the time is literally right now.
Yeah, because we've been doing eBay seriously though, like full time, 3 years straight, just as hard as we can, right?
Yeah.
But we've been around eBay since we graduated, which was right before we graduated. How long? 7 years ago. Since like 2016, 2016, you know, something like that. Since 2016, we've basically been in the eBay scene. We've seen products. We've had an understanding of it.
Yeah.
And we sold on there for a bit. But on and off, you know, between those years, we didn't really do it, but we knew of it. And that's why when we first hopped back on to really start going hard, it was an easy transition, especially for you, because you kind of did do it the whole time.
Yeah.
Me, I didn't do it too much, but like I knew enough to then go from there and learn even more.
Yeah.
So we got 7 years damn near ahead of most people, and there's people that are way ahead of us that have way more experience, and these people are, because we're still pretty young, and I feel like a lot of younger people are getting in on it, especially some of the ones that follow me through YouTube and then on Instagram. They're about our age. From here on out, there's gonna be more people that are younger getting in on it. So, you know, we're just going to be getting way more experience, way more connections, and we're just going to be taking a large piece of the pie and not leaving much for everyone else.
Yeah. Another thing, too, is that I'm reading this book right now, and it's called The One Thing. And basically what it talks about is that there's like so much going on right now because we have the internet, and so we have access to like so much information, and so there's so many little hustles that we could pick up and try them all. But basically the book is called The One Thing because basically it says if you actually want to do something, it has to be one thing. You can't have your focus split up, because it talks about how when your focus is split up that you're just like 20 times less effective.
Yeah.
And also, like, when it comes to selling on eBay, you can, or anything, you can only focus on one thing at a time. So, like, when you're looking on the outside in and looking at us, like, you see the warehouse, you see all the stuff we have, all the shelves, the shipping setup, everything. It's a lot, like, it's like, oh, that's a lot of stuff. But it all starts off, like, one thing at a time. Like, you can only focus on one thing. So, like, if you're trying to start up, you can focus on the first thing is just getting the first item. Then the next thing, get the item up. Then the next thing, ship the item, and then it builds up. But you just have to remember that you can only focus on one
step at a time.
One thing. And it is pretty powerful because a lot of times I'll feel overwhelmed. Like, there's just so much going on in the day.
Yeah.
But it's just one thing at a time.
Yeah, you know? And definitely right now I'm going way harder than I was when I was posting 3-4 videos a week on YouTube. I wasn't going as hard because I didn't have the employee. I wasn't buying as many items, but my eBay sales were lower, right?
Uh-huh.
Now I'm way more in tune with that, going way harder, having an employee. Sales are way up, but my YouTube production is way lower, right? Obviously, eBay is gonna make me more money than YouTube ever will. Like, it's not even gonna be close ever. Right from the get-go, I was making money on eBay. It's gonna be years before I make any kind of real money through YouTube.
Yeah. It takes time for it to build up.
Yeah, but I know I just gotta be at least one video a week.
One video at a time.
One video a week on top of the schedule. I know I could be a little more focused, but that one thing at a time goes hand in hand with do eBay.